Randy Moss was a legend at Marshall, and today we put him back in college football. We are also putting Marshall in the ACC, giving Moss a chance to get revenge on his former team in this video. We'll be adding a superstar to each team that they play, in addition to some bonuses for each win that Marshall gets. Given that Moss only played 1 year at Marshall, we have one season to try and win a national championship. We will try to win the ACC first and then see what happens from there. Getting things started against FCS East, and Randy Moss is already showing his strength, which is not something we expected, but that's how good that team is offensively. Rasheen Ali getting things going on the scoreboard, and Cam Fancher is loving the idea of handing Randy Moss on his offense. You see the big playability, and Randy takes it to the house here. Another play action, Fancher's looking deep, and who else but Randy Moss? It's going to be a reliable target for him to find him over the middle. That speed, the separation that Randy Moss creates is a problem so far. And as you can see, Marshall is having their way with this FCS East team, a big win to get things started off on the first game of the season. First ACC game against Georgia Tech, and we will see how Marshall stacks up against the Yellow Jackets. Deep balls are going to be a common theme in this video. That's probably going to help us quite a bit, especially early on. And as we can see, the offense is getting things going, and Randy Moss is showing out in a big way. We also put him back at kick returner. How could you not with this speed? And as you can see, we're up 23-6, and we are getting things going in the end of the first half. Randy Moss takes it all the way for a touchdown. Our defense is going to need some work as we're only up 38-33 in the fourth quarter. Cam Fancher's trying to make a play, and he fumbles. Georgia Tech is going to recover, and they're looking to get a lead here. Haynes King is throwing the ball down the field with some efficiency, and we have a blown coverage that leaves Christian Leary open. A 39-38 lead for Georgia Tech. We're hoping for a big return on the ensuing kickoff, and Randy Moss does field it deep in his own territory, but the speed of Randy Moss really is what takes over here, as he's going to take it all the way to the house. A huge touchdown with 1:15 left, and ultimately it's enough to give us our first win in the ACC. We're going to get NC State's Bradley Chubb, an absolute force on the edge for the Wolfpack. He will definitely test our offensive line. NC State does keep it close here in the second quarter as it's 7-6, but our offense kind of takes over from there. We get up to a 28-6 lead and ultimately hold on for a 34-12 win. One of the themes so far is our inability to push the ball deep. We need to get the ball off when we're facing a guy like West Virginia's Bruce Irvin. And things are not starting out really well for us in the rivalry game. Irvin does get a sack here. Our pass blocking is not good. Our run blocking is not good. And Fancher is struggling to find guys downfield. West Virginia does get on the board first with a nice pass in the corner of the end zone, and they actually jump out to a 14-0 lead. Randy Moss, though, is the speed demon that we need. Breaks a couple of tackles here, cuts it inside to get us a good return, and our offense is able to kind of find some momentum here on this drive. Rasheen Ali does get things started with a nice pickup on 4th and inches in our own territory, and Cam Fancher is able to thread the needle here for another big first down. We do find our way into the end zone. Ali does punch it in to make this a one-score game. When you have Randy Moss, you have to take shots deep. You have to send vertical shots, and Cam Fancher's ability to throw the ball deep is on full display. Moss gets another big touchdown to potentially tie this game up, and we miss the extra point. So we are down 14-13 late in the first half. We throw a nice ball to the left side of the field. Coombs catches it, and we're able to get a field goal to go up by 2. West Virginia is giving us quite the test here, as we're not able to pick up much yardage. Goes to 3rd and 10. We get drilled, and Randy Moss is tackled for a loss. Field goal comes up short, and we're still only up by 2. West Virginia is driving down the field. We did miss that field goal earlier. They are looking to take the lead in the third quarter here, and as the ball is kicked, it's going to hit the left upright and bounce out no good. Early in the fourth quarter, though, West Virginia is driving in our territory. They are moving the ball down the field with very good efficiency so far, and they are looking to take a lead. On 3rd and 8, though, Marshall does get a stop, forces a field goal, and this time West Virginia punches it in. Down 17-16, we need a play on 2nd and 5. Fancher is going to roll out. His running ability aided by a block in the back there that got missed, and we pick up another first down. Fancher is sitting in pretty tight in the pocket, and he is making the plays with his legs as well. A nice juke to get some extra yardage, hanging on to the football this time. Honestly, we just need to get in the end zone. We take a shot deep, and it's incomplete as Randy Moss runs out of the back of the end zone. On 3rd and 3, we can't pick up extra yards, though we do kick a field goal to get the lead back. That is ultimately going to be enough as West Virginia is looking for a play here. Garrett Green fumbles the football and we pick it up. We get the win here against a rival team. Maryland's an interesting test, though we do get off to a hot start. A simple hitch route and a juke gets us off and running with Randy Moss. Who else is going to take it to the house? A big way to start this game. And ultimately, even with the talented players they have on their roster, adding EJ Henderson is not going to be enough as Randy Moss is just torturing this team. It does not matter who they have. Moss is just absolutely shredding this defense. A huge performance from him, and getting off to a 24-7 lead is ultimately going to be enough. A test against Pitt and Aaron Donald. We also add, in addition to Aaron Donald, we're going to add a second superstar in Darrell Rivas on the back end of that defense. That's going to provide a tough test for Randy Moss. We'll see if he can handle it. And we are off to a 17-7 lead, and Randy Moss is torching the other side of that defense. Darrell Rivas is not covering him on every play, and we're seeing the effects of what Randy Moss can do. 31-7 in the first half, and we ultimately coast to a big win. 205 yards and 2 touchdowns for Randy Moss there. Duke's kind of a similar story. They decided to not cover Randy Moss on this play here. A nice juke by Moss, and ultimately the speed is too much. Gets him into the end zone for a big touchdown there. Rasheen Ali getting things going as well on the run game. And even though we're deep in our territory, Moss's speed is just too much for the Blue Devils. This ultimately is going to be enough. A middle of the stretch that should have been tougher, but Moss's speed and this team are able to pull out with 2 wins. Now it's the team that Randy Moss used to be on. We all know Moss used to play for Florida State, and this is going to be a tough test. Guys like Derrick Brooks, Deion Sanders, and Terrell Buckley are going to give us a lot of trouble. It's going to be a tough test for the Marshall Thundering Herd, and we'll see if those superstars for the Seminoles can slow this team down. Moss is going to have a tough time either way because Sanders or Buckley will cover him, and he gets a nice slant here. Both Sanders and Buckley missed tackles, a huge touchdown to get things going. And the first half is a back and forth battle, an absolute barn burner so far, but Florida State is up 31-28. And the fireworks are not done with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Fancher finds Conley in the back of the end zone, 49-45. We get a stop on 4th and 10, and you think that that would be enough for us to punch out the win, but a fumble by Rasheen Ali is picked up by Terrell Buckley, and his speed is going to take it all the way back to the end zone. A 49-45 lead suddenly becomes a 52-49 lead for Florida State. Under a minute left, we're looking to either tie the game or get up, and a hit on Fancher isn't going to help there. On 3rd and 10, we're looking for our guy deep, and who else but Randy Moss? When we need a play, Randy Moss is the guy. And once again, we're going deep, but this time it's to McMillan who puts us up. Florida State is looking to go up to win this game, throwing the ball over the middle. They're at midfield into Marshall territory, and they call a timeout. Jordan Travis is looking once again, throwing it deep on a Hail Mary's. Time expires. We are able to intercept it for a huge 56-52 win. 180 yards for Randy Moss. That was a huge performance by him and a big win for the Marshall Thundering Herd. And even with superstars on their team, Syracuse is not able to keep things close. Clemson is just giving up 50 points to Marshall, and ultimately we are able to coast by Boston College and Wake Forest with big time performances from our offense. Conference championship week against Miami. This team is absolutely stacked. The number 16 team in the country against Marshall, who's all the way up to number 1 thanks to our wins against some big time teams. This one will be tough. Ray Lewis leads the way on this defense. We're also going to see Sean Taylor and free safety Ed Reed, 2 legends, 3 legends from Miami. And so far, the defensive prowess of this team is showing. Fancher is looking a little nervous. Even the running attack isn't getting things going, and this defense is making life difficult for Marshall's offense. Can't get the ball moving. Miami does get on the board first as Chaney runs it in for a touchdown, and later they add a field goal to go up 10-0. We'll see if Cam Fancher and the offense can get things going. A nice pass over the middle gets things started. A nice pass again over the middle, and the middle of the field is wide open, and Randy Moss ultimately catches the ball, to get within 3 points. Miami does respond, though, with another touchdown of their own, and our defense is struggling to get stops. So that means that our offense needs to pick things up. And what do you know? It's Randy Moss getting us on the board once again. 16-14, our defense really looking to get a stop, get us some more momentum here. Missed tackle is not going to help much in that regard. Jacoby George is taking it in for a big touchdown to go up 23-14. Is that enough for Miami? So far, their defense is making life very difficult for us, though Cam Fancher is trying his best to make things happen. Just drops aren't helping his case. Randy Moss is doing his part as this defense cannot stop him. 23-14 suddenly becomes 23-21 as we head into the fourth quarter. We have a chance to take the lead, and Fancher finds Moss over the middle on a slant, and Moss breaks free a little bit, but does ultimately get tackled. Fancher again with the slants, trying to just move the ball in, and we do take a lead 24-23. With a minute and a half left, it's time to see if our defense can pick up a big stop, and Miami does pick up a first down there. Tyler Van Dyke with a nice ball to the left side to get within scoring range, and ultimately a pass over the middle gets Miami up there. 31-24, Cam Fancher is looking and gets sacked. He does fumble, and oh, this is not good. Taylor's going to bring it in for a 38-24 lead, and ultimately Miami finds a way to win 38-31. Randy Moss and this offense can't get it done. The defense struggles to get stops, and ultimately that gives Miami the win. A tough loss for a really impressive season, and we do add an impressive 56-49 win over LSU to end the year, but ultimately it's not a national championship. I'm very curious who you want to see, which superstar should go back to college football. Who do you want to see in the next video? Make sure you comment below, and as always, subscribe to the channel.